Welcome to the Battle of Pulpudeva. So after the fourth battle, my armies were very decimated. However, they managed to escape back to Pella. I lost my Thracian holding in the city above Pella, and I managed to recover thanks to the fact that Athens, a vassal of mine, he sent up an army, and that made the Thracian army hesitant. And several turns later, the Thracian army from the Thracian Tribe, they were sort of separated, and I saw an opening to get to the capital. However, the main difference between this army and the fourth battle is that I brought 3 slingers. In terms of income and population, I'm hardly earning anything. My population is very low. And I attacked instantly. I have 2 ladders. In one of the tries, because the battle cries about 2 times. First, I made a hole like here, and but it didn't really pay off. And Pulpudeva is a rather beautiful city. You see, there's a big hill here that they can use. There's a choke point area here, or I can go like this. Like my opponent said, like it was a mistake from attacking over here. I should have attacked over here, but I actually disagree because you can see there's like 3 openings for him that he can use to flank me. That actually gives him more opportunity to damage me in melee. As you know, pikemen are very strong in a frontal manner and weak to flanking. In this manner, he can't flank me except over here and maybe here if I am allowed to get this far. So in this army is 1 garrison army, uh, bowmen and spearmen and 2 couple of swordsmen. His main army, those of note, are that he has 5 javelin men. And those 5 javelin men are, and along with his archers, are the main threat to the pike if I attack through here. His situation for him is very, like, he has 1 more cavalry unit in total in this army than me. My cavalry is better. The terrain though makes it like it would be require quick reactions because he could come in a sally and attack me suddenly, and like if I was like looking over here and he attacked from here, not now because it's too early. I just loaded in. He could potentially wipe out this cavalry and then run away again and then just have an advantage. I have the ballista right now, but this is going to be a very... And one thing to note even when you attack here is that if the enemy has a peltas and is looking this way, he will shoot you in your shielded side. If I have missiles over here covering that area and I'm shooting at that unit, I'm shooting their unshielded side. So this will be a battle of who can control this hill the most in terms of missile. You can see how I have quite the range of the ballista. I deployed a bit back. I was a bit worried he would sally out. He has 40 units in me so far, and this is my heavier army of 2 folksmen, and then the pikemen and some slingers as a core, or maybe the slingers is in the other army. Yeah, the slingers are in the other army. So this right now, I have like 2 slingers, 2 archers, and then I have the javelin cavalry. They are very good against so I'm having like this because I wanted to sort of protect myself against. And you notice it's not raining, so the first objective is gonna knock out these towers and preferably scout ahead. So my second army is coming in. Same, I'm just deploying the Greek infantry along with that because I just want everything here. Because he has a lot of units, Levy Spearman, the trash units here. He wants to bait my ballista to shoot them. Because obviously it's a win for him to... And I don't know why these guys shot over there, but I'm going to like rectify that by moving up a bit. And I am like running back because I'm a bit worried about his cavalry coming through here, or you know, getting my isolated archers whilst the whilst my cavalry is on the flanks. But I'm gonna take my time in this battle because I can't afford to take heavy losses. That's I can't replace my losses there. So I'm going to take it very slow and steady. You can watch the timer over here. We do play with unlimited time, so it's we don't have to rush. If this was a 40-minute, he would have won this one. But giving it no time and leaving it more to the strategic, yeah, leaving it more tactical and everything else, so you don't have to rushing things in. Yeah, I have three slingers, and their main usage was, of course, to eliminate the garrison archers, so that my archers would not have to take heavy losses in a missile duel. And since garrison archers have slower range than the field army archers, even though it's quite a small difference, it still means that I will get the first shot off first with maybe my slingers, and then my archers. And I'm hoping that that will save my population. I'm moving up slowly, carefully. See, I'm trying to scout up ahead of what we can see. He can still come through here, and he has this woods, but I'm sending up spearmen here to... I'm very scared of a flank attack. Yes. So how should he play there? He's doing the correct thing by having like the trash units in front here, so he can contest me that way. And but if this would have been a very good if we had a timer on it. If we had a timer, this is a very correct strategy, because if I'm wasting my ammunition on these levy troops, it means that his javelin men and other stuff are safe. But I'm going to play a bit differently in this battle than I did against the fourth battle. But in the fourth battle, I wanted just wanted to weaken him up and then retreat. But after I've shot all my ammo, I sort of felt, oh, how will he react? And I then felt compelled. So I should have just. But I took note that this field army of the Thracians, it had 5 javelin infantry and 2 javelin cavalry. So I'm gonna keep track of that and try to use my men. You can see that this is like a Thermopylae. If I get my pikemen established over here, and I can like zone off his missile troops, I have a rather clear way up till here. If I get to here, I can place a pikeman unit over here, and he won't be able to flank me anymore. Then I can just push inwards. So yes, it's What am I doing? Yeah, I'm regrouping, and I'm having the generals, one general at each side, so he can like contribute with the shock. And I'm trying to place my men in such a way, well, yes, in such a way that I can spot him before he actually flanks me. Proud sons of Macedon. I'm having my slingers over here. I'm trying to get a hold on this hill with my men. And I could have like blocked off this part with one pikeman, because he can still come through here. And if I hadn't spotted it right now, if I had like a faster, but again, like I would shoot him up. I also have one Thracian Peltast and one of the Epictean Peltasts. And though the Epictean Peltast has more melee defense, than the Thracian Peltas. It is like this Peltas unit is also from the warrior class population. So, and since I'm very drained in population, I need to switch to the barbarian population. That might not be as good, but they have more javelins, and they have more armor piercing damage. And he has a, well, slightly better charge bonus, but not a lot. You see, the morale is better on the Thracians also. My slingers don't really have the angle right now, and you can see his archers are coming up here. So my plan is not really like with the slingers. They don't seem to be, but I'm running away. I haven't taken any damage yet, and he has taken a little damage, but not much. So another thing about the slingers is now when he's focused on the slingers, he's not preserving his ammunition for the real danger of my army, and that the main danger of my army is the pikemen. But you know, as long as he contests this and don't let me establish, then he should be fine, because my pikeman has to move up here without any formation, and that means I will still take casualties. Right now I'm just moving up slowly. Yeah, my slingers do shoot a little because I do have them at fire at will for now. But at least these guys took a little bit of a hit point damage. Won't be like a fantastic, but at least. But now I'm shooting with my ballista at the archers because that's the fastest way. Or I want to like try to take that out because my ballista is not very useful against the enemy walls, and the ballista just spread out the damage. And you see that's very good at this. He's like clustering up all his garrison archers. And that makes it very easy for my ballista to actually do several damage. These slingers made it very tricky for him because now I have quite a big range advantage compared to his garrison archers. If it was just my regular archers, yeah, I would still have a slight advantage, but it would not be like very much. So now I have these but my ballista and slingers, I can just damage his archers without him ever getting into range. And I don't have to rely on my ballista to do the damage for me. So now he's sort of running back with his archers to get them off so I can see them. And he's hoping that I will shoot at these troops over here. My ballista probably can't reach these guys, but I can hit these men over here. So now where do I shoot at? I'm still moving up the pikemen here to prevent a slight sally. I was just wanted to bait him up because now I'm giving him a bait. Something valuable that he can shoot at and potentially help him if he managed to get the volleys in. So I'm trying to, and I'm now using a pikeman over here to block off this, to also tempt him. I should just kept my slingers here. I see I'm having my archers and everything ready. And now I'm moving up with my Greek infantry because they're expendable. I wanted to sort of secure this one, move up, and then establish a foothold, and then I can move in with one of the pikemen or other troops. You see, there's quite a big mass of troops over here, but all of his archers have taken damage. So it could have been good to just have well, I'm not going to say, like, I would have a very difficult time a bit complicating. Okay, how am I to do this if we so? Well, one thing is to just keep sending in troops and then just holding the missile troops back. So then everything, like at least he will make casualties against me as long as I don't take this. That's sort of it. I think it depends, but if he just sends trash units, I would sort of beat him anyway, and eventually I would be able to establish myself. But he just needs to do as much damage as possible. I'm gonna move up a ladder and then move up the second ladder, and I'm constantly looking at the flanks because I'm sort of expecting him to make a cavalry flanking maneuver, as that is sort of his best chance, because if he manages to eliminate my archers, all of a sudden this choke point is to his advantage, as he can just shoot me in the flank, or if I'm here, in the rear. So so I'm just like trying to eliminate as much firepower from the enemy as possible. Why are you using a ballista? Come on, fight like a man, fight with honor. Well, Philip of Macedonia had a engineer corps, I'm sorry, and like this and all arms, like I can use this ballista, but the Romans are very powerful, and it will be sort of a pike versus his sword, as the Roman military traditions are, of course, focused on the swordsman, whilst my traditions are primarily on the pikemen. So it will be rather, it'll be tricky for me when I actually fight Rome, because I actually have to keep a line. And if my better pikemen, the shorter pikemen, if I bring them, they are elite population as long with shield bearers. So I won't have the numbers. That's why I brought the Volksmen, and that I will. So these guys, they're armor piercing and the barbarian population, and I need to have expendable troops. Had this been like a online battle, a couple of short pikes will have done the job, because I would not have to think of the the population losses and the cost of recruiting them.
Fire on the enemy!
And right now I just try to shoot a little at these Celtic tribesmen, because after all they do have a precursor, and they are, well, they have a little bit better morale. I guess anything that can reduce the damage on my men is welcome. So I'm trying to take this I'm trying to make a foothold over here with the Greek infantry. My Greek infantry is very light in armor, so he can shoot these guys down easily. It might have even been better for him to ignore this hill and just shoot from over here or something, just shoot into here at the same time as the levy spears and other stuff are engaging. If he eliminates, I have like 6 Greek infantry in total in this battle. I have 2 Agrianians, I have 4 Volksmen, 5 Pikemen of the bronze shield type, 4 Prodomoroi, which are javelin. They can like both a charge in a melee and skirmish. Slingers, they're more to eliminate the archers. Javelin men are to target his tougher infantry if possible. So right now I'm just having a grind. The Greek infantry is better. I'm just going to see if my effects are. I think this is a good setting, as I said. This is the same setting as before. It's a good setting. Maybe I should have the battle effects a bit lower. But the Greek infantry are better than these guys by 2-to-1 advantage in terms of kills. At least for now. Yeah, I'm hurting a bit of these Celtic warriors after all, they're swordsmen. They do have a bit of an attack. But where is this javelin man? Now he's going back up to this hill because he sees that, well, he can... oh, this is a Thracian. No, I'm okay, I'm targeting the bowman. But I'm sort of counting on the fact that my archers should be able to get in range of his... But now he sees it. Oh shit, I'm getting in range of the slingers. And then he's retreating. Or he was retreating. Maybe he was worried about being targeted by the catapults. But I'm more focused on his archers. Let's see. Now I'm targeting with my slingers. Quite a good position for the slingers here. He sees that I'm targeting him and he's retreating. Right now there's not really any valuable targets in here for his javelin men. So he's sending up a bowman instead. He took some damage. Now he's shooting at my Greek infantry, which is a correct move, but now my Agrianians are here. And the Agrianians are much tougher than the Greek infantry. Now he's sending even more. The Thracian spearmen. And a Celtic bowman over here as well. So he's like testing, and as you can see, he's just out of range of my slingers. So this is a good position for him to keep his bowmen for now. So don't try to, is defending Pulpudeva, don't rush more than here. Because even though this is the front, the enemy missile superiority, if he doesn't have artillery, won't matter. As long as his general, like if I had slightly more of the increased range boost, yeah, I could have probably reached them. Imagine if like this unit was a Balearic over here. Also, as you can see, I clicked an attack order with my archers and they all clumped up. So now I have to like reorganize them. And that means that my fire will not be as effective right now. And my slingers, like they managed to climb these walls before I noticed. And now they're not at all as effective. And they can't retreat down either, because this gate is not mine yet. So he has a very good opportunity here to kill off my range advantage in the slingers. And therefore giving himself a bit of an advantage in terms of missile fight. Or at least it will lessen my advantage if he manages to kill off the slingers. The archers are coming in again. Ouch. So my first, like I'm trying to mainly use my expendable population, that is the third class and barbarian class, first. And I see I'm still expecting him to come through here, so I have my cavalry hidden here along with the spearmen. Like I'm hoping like he will try to sneak past here, and then he will bump him to the spearmen, and then my cavalry can charge in and hurl javelins at him. I'm trying to make every swordsman available here, because I'm also worried about that he will be able to grind these troops down before an actual... And a bit strange. The Agranians are like 94. I mean, okay. It was the Greek infantry that is a bit of wavering. But he's doing the correct thing in shooting the slingers. You can see my slingers are not at all very effective right now. And he's trying to flank over here. He's going to flank and attack the slingers from the side. I do see it, so I'm targeting with my archers here, so I'm wasting ammunition here that I could have used as I was supposed to save on his javelin man. But I'm very worried about this unit. I do not want him to take don't want him to take this for free, this slinger. So he managed to rout the Greek infantry, and now they do run through the gate. As you can see, I'm shooting at their unshielded side. And as you can also see, concentrated archer fire is very effective. And you can see that the Thracian spearmen are not very lightly... They are very lightly armored. Those spears are still very good as a screen. Before you get your own Thracian spearmen. And I was thinking that my armies are a bit too light in terms of the Greek infantry. If I'm just using Greek infantry for the precursors, I might as well go for the actual peltasts, as the actual peltasts are... Yeah, they don't have as they have the more armor piercing damage and more armor overall, and more... but again, at this stage of the battle, I'm perfectly happy with the Greek infantry. We have, of course, progressed. Like, we're not stuck in this. This is not an up-to-date. I have like 2 more battles I have to do, or 2 battles worth showing. And yeah, the Romans, like, they attacked the Insubre, and I had to do damage with the garrison army and a field army, and he just, well, the battle was hopeless. I did manage to kill 1,500 Romans. But I don't really think it's worth showing because it's sort of like decided from the outcome. And I didn't have cavalry, and he had javelin cavalry, so like it's just going to having to chase him around all the time. You see that his archers are shooting at my slingers. He's making them take damage. And I do causing some random casualties against his archers, as you can see. Sometimes his archers drop. But if as he's shooting at my... Okay, now he's shooting at one of my pikemen, because I'm actually trying to make myself an encirclement. Or I'm trying to... you can see my archers are just going closer and closer and trying to get in range. And then the walls are blocking him and my archers are climbing up. So not the best usage of my archers. But he's like shooting. And now it's a very good opportunity for him, since I'm so clustered up and I'm like running my archers up. If I'm running them up, or if there is still just... I was very annoyed by this. That's why I named my... I named this battle like not a very nice way, because I was so frustrated about it. But you can see he's doing the correct thing in just sending in the trashy troops or more expendable troops. Now I managed to rout this unit, but he still has this one. So my pikemen are trying to regroup here. I'm going to try to use them at the very least. Now he comes up with some... okay, still his bowman. Is he going to shoot my slingers, or is he going to shoot the pikemen? He's shooting at my archers, okay? And I'm starting to capture this gate now, and I have this wall. So the battle will be like can his javelinmen damage so many of my pikemen that I can't cover this street and this street. If I have to fight in a grindy with my swordsman, he can do a lot of damage with that. And if I just have to use this one of the pikemen here to block off, then yeah, he only needs to keep a spear or a couple, maybe one spear and a sword over here, and just keep feeding this main fight. Because he only needs to take casualties. You can note that his peltas, they're moving up. Yes, right now I don't really have a very effective setup on my archers, as you can see. He can definitely exploit that with his peltas. And he's going to do that. You see he's hurling. I don't know if my pikemen were sort of benefited from the fact that I didn't have all my men here. So he's hurling his javelins. I'm clicking. I'm trying to. I was like, oh come on, man! Not now, please, please hold. You can see I'm trying to organize some. Okay, at least. But these guys are just climbing up. I'm like, come on! No, don't let the pikeman die, please. Shoot him, bring him down, bring him down. I'm like desperately trying to establish myself. Come on, I'm like, come on, don't run up this gate. I want you to be here. But now I'm trying to shoot, but you see he's doing damage. And he has damaged quite a lot of pikemen. And he's shooting with his archers as well, so I'm sort of hoping that he has shot at my slingers and archers so much that he doesn't have that much ammunition left. And now I'm shooting these Thracians, and I am getting a bit, and now I have a bit more firepower involved. But you can see the archers run back to this side. They all want to get part of this, and I was like, no, don't, come on. And then you see that he's, yeah, it wasn't very pleasant. Now I finally took this hill. I mean, the gate. I'm still shooting over here. Not very effectively though, but his javelin men are hitting this pike unit. And maybe my Agrarians are just trying to prevent this gap from getting into the pikemen, so his spearmen could actually exploit it. But I'm willing to accept the loss of one pike as long as the rest of them... I want him to sort of hurl all his javelins at this pike unit, because at least I have 4 left. And yes, that's I'm hoping at the very least that it will do. He has 2 melee peltas here, and my archers are not very organized. So I'm trying to shoot him down. And I'm hurling, and I'm trying to move up, trying to take some territory. Get here, block him off. As that would really help me. Like, I'm moving up here and giving him rear shots. I'm trying to bait him with a Volksman unit instead, so he will shoot at them instead of the pikemen. Because the Volksmen are still barbarian population. You can see I'm shooting here. Yeah, okay, he's shooting at my Agrarians. But he can shoot at my Agrarians and Volksmen. And you see, now, finally I managed to get a concentrated volley here. And it's a win for me to be able to damage his peltas now, because the peltas are still useful once his ammunition is out, because they're still decent in a fight. Unlike archers, unlike slingers. You see, this unit almost dropped. This unit is also starting to take damage, but nothing significant yet. So now I'm moving in with my archers here, or at least a couple of them. Because if they're gonna cluster here over here, of course I want them, you know, a bit organized. So here's at least to clump up and can still shoot.
Advance at speed.
So now my bronze shields are reorganizing with the
Keep your armies source.
not in pike formation. That was a bit. This was a bit big mistake of me. I should have them in pike formation. But now he's moving up with his town folks, and these guys have spears. They're not very good, but he has to try to inflict as much damage on me as possible. So he's going to use whatever he can. He has precursors and everything. Let's see.
For glory.
Yeah, my Agranians are hurling their javelins. They're 78 of 200, so they did take a lot of damage. And now I'm trying to use this hill to sort of... now I'm getting a bit of a rear charge again. Rear. I can shoot them in the rear of the Peltas here. At the same time, I do have some troops over here. I can still shoot him in the flank if he goes over here. So main focus for me is killing off his javelin men, and then his army will be his field army that is placed in the city are more cavalry and levy melee troops. Not so many of the heavier. He has like 2 Falksmen and 1 Agrianian. The Agrianian has 3 precursors here. That's why he placed them over here. So you can get it at the unshielded side and make a breach. So he's trying to damage up the pikemen, and I'm shooting him up with the archers.
Archer, check the ammunition stores if you please. Fire!
And they say size doesn't matter. He doesn't get a slight opening over here, but then I have the bigger, healthier unit in behind. I'm sending in some Agrianians to sort of trying to protect this slight flank of the pikemen.
Attack, brave sons of Macedon! Attack, brave sons of Macedon!
And in previous battles I did not feel like the pikemen were very useful, but the enemy has to defend this tent, so he can't run away from this. This is critical for him. If this drops, he loses. So he has to stay here. He can't move as he wishes and defend. I don't know. I don't think being all with his whole army here would be like a very... That wouldn't have been an advantage for him at all. So, but yeah, he has to hold this circle or lose. So I'm trying to make a wall over here that he can't really reach me. I'm having 1 more extra unit of pikemen ready to be in reserve because I know this unit is low on numbers, and I'm keeping. Well, I have my spears. You can see I'm like trying to like move everything in because I am still worried about a flank attack coming in. And this pike unit should not be so far up because he's taking damage from the tower. Not critical yet, but you know, any damage will help my enemy.
Halt now! Advance at speed!
So I'm moving up, but I see this a bit of a you know, mistake. I do see it.
Double time!
But so I'm running bit back because he could use this opportunity right now to flank in, attack in, whilst my spears are not lowered. But just as he charges, they lower their spears. Now he's using up his Celtic War. He's going to use all the precursors to try to damage me up, and this is a good move for him if he had more precursors over here, just running them around and shooting at the unshielded side of the precursor. He's still getting some flank attacks over here, but it's still on my shielded side. My archers that are without ammo, they run into the melee, not intentionally for me or from my side, but I could have like withdrawn them, but if his cavalry is coming here, they will just get wiped. So I'm a bit paranoid. I just need to select and order them better. But the Thracians are now shattered of the enemy. He still has his regular bowmen. He still has ammunition. He's just holding it back right now. He wants me to like sort of feel a bit safe. He's moving up his Agrianian now. The Agrianians are like axemen, a bit lower armor than my melee variant, but they have more ammunition to do more damage. You can see he's hurling all his precursors now, getting quite a lot of damage in. 192 from 156 thanks to the Agrianians. He should have maybe tried to move his Agrianians over here, and then send his archers within range of my archers, and then do damage to my or like sending in one archer at a time to buy him more time, and then hurl his javelins at the unshielded side of the pikemen. But here is also a very good move. You can see he's getting to the rear of this pike unit. I like my initial is to shoot at this, trying to make his bowman rout, but then I see this damage taken on this pikeman, so I'm going to switch targets pretty quickly. But again, he gets off his volleys. He needs like now I'm targeting with a slinger first, and then archers, because we're going to shoot down these Agrianians. But this should have been like a couple of seconds earlier, like 20 seconds earlier. You can see they're reduced very fast, so if I had just made an attack order quicker, it would have been better for me. You can see I'm trying to... This is a bit a mistake again, but at least my Greek infantry is in the way. The Greek infantry is moving up here, and I'm trying to get it so that he can't see this house. It's in the way. So if he targets my pikemen from here, many javelins will hit this house instead of my men. So that's why I moved up here, even though there's a slight gap over here that he can use, and you can see he's trying to use it, but the Greek infantry is in the way. Here he gets a couple of bit of a flank with the pikemen. I have 2 pikemen in here. Then I'm going to reorganize them very shortly. But he's still getting his missiles in, but they're shooting at my archers. So, and these archers are out of ammunition. They're just constantly, when I click an attack order, it's a habit, you just choose all your archers and choose a target. So now You see my troops are losing decisively, and he's losing decisively. And so now I'm moving my pikemen. I'm going to like alternate my pikemen, because I'm going to, or alternate, I'm going to reorganize. I just need more men first to move up here. So these guys lost 7 men, but now they're at least moving back. But that's casualties that could have been avoided. And now I'm like moving up this healthier unit, and I'm trying to ouch. But this is not a good fight for my pikemen right now. Here it's much better, of course. Now he's just sending in his bowmen that are out of ammunition. Instantly impaled. But some of my pikemen are weakened up, but they still lose to the archers. And the idea about having that smaller pike unit directly on behind, it is that their spears can hit, trying to protect the main, I won't say, yeah, this full strength, because they're still on the side and it can still protect the flank as the enemy is drawn in there naturally. But I'm losing men. I need more. What am I doing? I'm hurling my precursors at this the enemy, trying to weaken them up. Because that's the thing, I want to use all my precursors that I have before I get into a melee. They're so clustered up. And I do see this gap, so I'm like having this unit in a reserve. He's still going to try to use his Celtic warriors, get a one volley off. That wasn't really worth it to have, like, having them move up here at the same time. He should, but he makes a good move here by sending up javelin cavalry, and his javelin cavalry can get a flanking attack here. My men are like, this unit is very weak, and he can knock that unit out. Then it's like mostly light units. I'm trying to get some fire in, and you can see like I'm constantly moving closer to this gate here, because this would be much easier to defend. However, I don't want to send everything here, because you see how dense all my men are. They're like cani, just like they can't fight effectively, they can't shoot the precursors or anything. I'm trying to weaken up his cavalry here, but I'm very worried about the potential cavalry charge. You see these pikemen? There are 98 men left. Not a solid wall anymore. Greek infantry is losing men. I'm sending in my folksmen to try to protect the pikemen in the side. Mercy! Ouch. Yes, still lots of men, but if I manage to get through here... But so far, it does look rather good for him. Like, these pikemen are quite weakened up now. He still has his javelin men. I am shooting him down. So yeah, like I'm sending up. Yeah, I'm sending up my own javelin cavalry. What is my cavalry? Javelin cavalry. Yeah, my javelin cavalry was targeting his. Yeah, his cavalry. But still, I can use my. I still have javelins on my cavalry, and that can be used to target Agrianians and Thracian mercenary warriors. I'm sending in troops here, but you see this unit might rout. Oh my god. He's using flaming arrows now. Will that help? And my men are exhausted. This unit is fresh but very reduced. My pikeman here breaks. This Greek infantry or the Thracian warriors also breaks. This unit I was like, what the hell? Why? I was winning. This battle came so far. But my fresh unit of pikemen comes in here and blocks off this with Agrianians in support. At least this side is slightly protected. But I still have to fight with this but I do have more meat to throw in, so Greek infantry is going in there. Greek infantry is going in there. My Thracian warriors are going in there. And I'm still shooting his cavalry with my archers. And I'm probably hurling some precursors at the Agrianians. But, now we routed one of the Falksmen at the very least. But they see that the javelin cavalry is very useful. The Agrianians are more brawlers. They can, fight in a melee. Whilst the Falksmen, they are more like hitters. They just charge in and do their attack, and then you retreat them because they don't have a melee defense. I'm not using them here because they would be useful against the Thracians. They're here to be useful against the Romans later on. I'm just hurling my javelins at. Now I'm shooting up these Medii peltas. And the other. Moving up the cavalry.
Riders, advance!
Just so I can choose what they can target, because he seems to be out of ammunition now. His men are starting to break. His Medi Peltas routed. His Thracians are now losing. And my pikemen are moving up. And I'm trying to use this wall here. You can see I'm trying to form up now, my pikemen. And these are like my two healthy pikemen. And then I have just like regular spears, and the others are like half strength pikemen now. Or less than half strength. That unit routed, and that does make an opening for here because he doesn't. Okay, he has his Thracian warriors there and the Celtic warriors there. But if I manage to hold them in place, and that's what I can use the Falksmen and Agrianians for. Just hold these units in place whilst my pikemen move up and set up here. If my men are a bit tired. One thing to note is that the Volksmen are levy tier, so if I make an upgrade on the infantry with my general, then that won't apply to the Volksmen, it will apply to Agrianians. So this is a bit of a, what do I choose? This lighter army, the support army that came in, it has mostly levy tier troops, right? So it makes sense for me to upgrade the levy for infantry. But if I'm now going to replace the Greek infantry with something else, I do need to get into infantry upgrades as well. So, quite a predicament. What do I choose? But the pikemen are moving in a rather dense formation with a bit of a mistake. But again, they're just facing tribesmen, but he still has archery shooting into the flank. But I got my city, or I got the streets here. Now this is a bottleneck that he can't use, but my pikemen are very damaged, so I only have like one healthy, or relatively healthy unit left now. And after that, then it will be like a bit of a grind if he doesn't show up. It's something that can counter me. So like his men are like moving in, but these are mostly town folks that routed earlier, and he's not going to bother sending them in. These Agrians are like 45 men left, and now they shatter. But I'm not going to stay in a sword. Yeah, I'm not going to use these swords anymore against this side, because it's a waste of swordsmen. I need every man that I can get, because that's better used over here. He has his general and it's a shield wall, so if he can damage one of my, he can always use the shield wall over here, and then just pin my pikemen down so I can't run away. His Volksmen could have been very useful for that, because that's still a dangerous unit, as long as I don't have ammunition for it. And it doesn't seem like I have the ammunition for it. But I do have my Pella, so they are moving up, because I'm anticipating that he will use his general, and I want to be ready for it. I took a slightly more ground with my pikemen, because I don't like to have this cluster of men. I want to have them a bit more spread out. Get in line! Get the men back into line. So I'm just holding here. Some of the archers are fighting against the tribesmen. This is coming in with these Agrianians again, and some more. Now I'm sending out my Thracian Tribe, and throughout the battle I am watching over here, because he can't use his cavalry effectively in the street. Not as long as I have the pikemen, it's just a waste of cavalry to attack or dismount them. So I am expecting him to come in. You can see I have spearmen here and cavalry all sort of set up. This general could be quite exposed if cavalry came here and here at the same time. But at least in such a I'm placing my cavalry at the very least in such a way that the it's a very limited. It will be quite hard for him to flank me. So that's a plus. His cavalry is a bit lighter than mine, but you know, numbers can make it. So now I'm charging in with my Greek infantry. You don't have to have, you know, the best soldiers in the world. You just need to be good enough for the task, good enough for the enemy ahead of them. And the Greek infantry is suitable to take out these Celtic tribesmen. They will take losses, but they're expendable. And now I'm moving into the circle with my pikemen. These the Celtic townfolk are going in there. What are my javelins hurling at? They're hurling at the Celtic warriors. That's a good unit target. Am I hurling the Thracian? Oh yeah, I'm hurling these the healthy Celtic warriors. But I'm only using like one javelin cavalry at a time. I'm saving ammunition. I'm going to use my ammunition on one of the horsemen, then run them back, and then send in another javelin cavalry. I am worried about sacrificing too much, and I don't want to have my cavalry in here. That I feel is a bit of too much of a waste. But now at least I'm shattered one of the Celtic tribes folk, but my Agranians routed. Resting up the Thracians, and then they can come in. These men should have been pike formation. Just because they're depleted in numbers doesn't mean they're not useful. You can see there is just waiting here and threatening my flank. But these guys are moving up. They are set up in the correct way. He's sending up some more of his Celtic tribesmen. So far they're winning decisively, but now they're very tired. So ideally I could have just sent them back in here and not taking any more losses because of my pikemen. And here of course he's waiting for me to swing. If I would be dumb enough to go through here, he can attack me here and there. Like on three sides, just move here first and then go up here and then down on the pike unit. And he still has archers. I think they're out of ammunition. But yeah, they're out of ammunition. However, since I don't really zoom in that much in a battle, I did not want to take the risk. You can see I'm hurling my javelins to get my and here comes the cavalry. Here comes the Thracian cavalry.
Engage! Loose!
Now his king is in here.
Await my order! Take aim!
But I'm not shooting at those yet. I think I'm moving up the Thracians, right? No. Well. Not yet, anyway, but I am having my javelin cavalry are hurling at the other Celtic warriors. As I do feel like the pikemen will win. The pikemen will win against the shield wall. So these guys are shattered. Now this unit is being targeted. You see, there's quite a messy hill right now. Lots of many of these lights have died on this hill. And this has been quite a grind, you know, fighting for this side and then moving up to here. And this was very intense and very bloody. So he just kept fighting over here. So I'm starting to feel very confident. Or more confident than what I already am. And now I'm targeting the general with my javelin men. But now, yeah, now these Greek infantry should retreat. Oh no, now it's Thracian warriors come in. I was sort of hoping that these pikemen would be able to protect take these guys from the flank. You see, they're warding off the Falksmen. But they're still a bit vulnerable over here. Whilst that is moving on, he attacked over here. You can see these Thracians are they were wavering. I put a rally on, and they hold. And now I'm counter-attacking. I'm running these spearmen down from the city gates. Well, so not only is my cavalry superior, I'm also eliminating. You see, he's losing his cavalry across the board because my general also has the upgraded cavalry skills. So, but if maybe he can target my ballista, I was sort of, don't you get a general killed over here. That was what I was mostly worried about, losing my general here. Like winning the battle but losing a general, that would not be very. Wouldn't be very good. But this unit being so depleted, it also means that there's less spears pointing at the enemy than before. But now they're starting to be able to ward off. Yeah. But he has a shield wall over here, and that is poking my men in the sides. So I should have just moved this unit a bit back. My Thracian Peltas are moving up, my Pertean Peltas are moving up. I'm going to try to make use. So you see, I am but now I'm making a gap here that can be used against this pike unit because this unit is already weakened up, and my Greek infantry routed. So that right now, I need to send up more men to plug this gap. And what do I? Yeah, I'm targeting this general first of all. He's going to try to move into this breach. And then he can maybe first break this unit and then go into fight the other one. With the Thracians and Agrianians moving in. Because if he can rout my healthier pike unit, that might drag this one in. And this pike unit shattered. Is moving in here, so now I have to move in everything I have here. That's just a very... Like, even my Greek infantry is holding all their javelins. I'm trying to damage them as much as possible. I'm lucky that most of his troops are like levy troops now. Or that his core of professionals were not very big. So like he didn't have actual mostly he had levies mostly in this battle. You can see he's going to try to you see this almost full strength unit, and he will have these three very decimated cavalry units, and he will like attack with that. Yes, and he will make a flanking maneuver with that. And I was sort of expecting, no, don't you get the general kill? But see, this is healthy. Now it's steady. These troops are so reduced in numbers, and still they managed to make us steady on this unit. So I was just very focused over here because of this gap. It makes it very serious because my men are very light, but this unit still wins very handily because of these men are so lightly armored. Like these aren't. Had it been proper cavalry, I don't know. I would have to send in these guys to rescue it, but they didn't bother. This general must not be very liked by the rest of the group. So now he's just going to try to move these guys around because he's not making any progress over here. That's just a bottleneck. Here he can still do damage to this unshielded side, but I'm moving in more of my Thracian spearmen. Right now I just need more bodies at the enemy. And I'm trying to make new pike phalanx, but my pike phalanx is wavering. Where it was, now it's steady. The shield wall unit is very much reduced. But he has done very well with it, like 244 kills, that's very respectable. Holding in men, and now I'm complicating, should I send in this healthy pike unit in here as well to assist, because now I sort of need it, because the guys are wavering. I can't they're exhausted and they're wavering, and I need something to counter the shield wall. They see they're winning decisive 305 kills right now. But fortunately the army losses kick in here and I get a win. But I would say, like, regardless, it was still a very good battle, and it wasn't clear that I would win. Had the archers been like over here, out of range, and he can just shoot my lightly armored infantry that I send in, it would have been more costly, but it did a very good job. Now let's see the results. You can see that he did cause some damage to my warrior class. You see these pikemen, their warrior class, barbarians, the Greek infantry, the Folksmen, the Arianians, the Greek archers and slingers. They are more expendable troops. My cavalry did very well considering they were being charged and held back. This javelin cavalry is very good. Can also be used in streets if the enemy is blocking you or something, and then you can just hurl at the enemy. Yeah, Agrianians or Folksmen or Princeps. Watch out, Rome. And this ballista did very well because it really helped me reduce the enemy firepower, giving my men a more less. They took less damage because of it. So this was his field army, and this cavalry did very well. Of course, the Agranians did well, but his cavalry was outmatched, and yes, it was a very tricky battle for him, but he did a good defense here, and it would have been tricky for me as well to beat him in his situation. So good game, and continue watching the campaigns. We got more battles coming up. Bye bye.